They don't want you to know this. For centuries, theologians, historians, and scientists have debated the possibility of extraterrestrial life. But what if I told you the Bible has already answered the question? And the truth, it's far more shocking than anything you've ever been told. Tonight, we're diving deep into ancient scripture, forgotten texts, and jaw-dropping revelations to uncover what the Bible really says about aliens. And by the time we're done, you'll never look at the sky the same way again. Let's start with the obvious. The Bible never uses the word aliens. But does that mean they don't exist? Not at all. In fact, it speaks of beings not of this world more times than you'd expect. Ezekiel's vision, the Nephilim, the chariots of fire, these aren't just metaphors, they're descriptions of encounters with entities that defy our understanding. Take Ezekiel 1, for example. The prophet describes a whirlwind coming from the sky, a great cloud with fire, flashing lights, and creatures unlike anything on earth. They moved in impossible ways, darting back and forth like flashes of lightning. They weren't bound by gravity. They weren't bound by physics. They weren't human. Now, mainstream theology tells you these were angels. But does that fit the description? Wheels within wheels, beings covered in eyes, moving with an intelligence beyond our own? What if Ezekiel wasn't witnessing a vision, but a close encounter? And then there's Genesis 6:4, the infamous Nephilim. The verse states that the sons of God came down and took human women, creating a race of giants. But who were these sons of God? Traditional scholars argue they were fallen angels. But what if they were something even more unsettling? What if they were non-human entities from beyond this realm? Ancient cultures across the world tell eerily similar stories, beings descending from the heavens, imparting forbidden knowledge, tampering with human DNA. The Book of Enoch, a text once revered but later removed from the biblical canon, explicitly states that these watchers, the beings who mingled with humanity, came from above. And when God saw their corruption, he cast them into the abyss. But here's where it gets really eerie. If these beings were physical enough to interact with humans, then they weren't just spiritual entities. They were something else, something corporeal. Could it be that what we call extraterrestrials today are simply the remnants of these ancient rebels? That the UFO sightings, the abductions, the messages of enlightenment and evolution are just a repackaged version of the same deception that began before the flood? Even the Apostle Paul warns of this. In Galatians 1:8 he writes, "Even if we or an angel from heaven preach to you a different gospel, let him be accursed." Why would he say that? Unless he knew that deception wouldn't always come in the form we expect. Maybe it wouldn't come as a false prophet or a corrupt ruler. Maybe it would come as something we've been conditioned to accept, something from the stars. And let's talk about the Vatican for a moment. Did you know they have one of the most advanced observatories in the world? That they openly discuss preparing for extraterrestrial contact? That high-ranking priests have suggested aliens could be our spiritual brothers, even hinting that they might not need redemption? Now, why would they need a theological stance on aliens unless they knew something the rest of us don't? Then there's Revelation. John's apocalyptic vision describes strange creatures descending upon the earth, beings with power beyond human comprehension. Could it be that what we call aliens today are merely the next phase in a deception that began thousands of years ago? That the signs and wonders we are warned about in the end times will include something that convinces the world to abandon faith and put their trust in something else? Because think about it. What would unite the world faster than a global, undeniable first contact? What would shift the focus from God to something new, something that claims to be our Creator, something that offers us knowledge, power, even immortality? It's happening right now, the slow drip of disclosure, governments admitting for the first time that UFOs are real, high-ranking officials coming forward, the media, once dismissive, suddenly taking it seriously. Why? Why now? Because the stage is being set. But here's the truth. These beings, whatever they are not our friends. They are not here to help us. They have been manipulating humanity since the beginning. And the final deception, it's coming. So I leave you with this question. When the day comes, and it will come, when the world is told that our creators have returned, will you believe the lie? Or will you recognize the greatest deception ever told? If this shook you, if this opened your eyes, share this video. Let the world see what's been hidden in plain sight. And if you want more revelations like this, subscribe to Bytes News, because trust me, this is just the beginning.